good? Joseph 3 Banks for running the comments. I almost messed up with that intro, but yo, I have a mega haul here. Let me get this because this is actually my pool, which I get every month, plus stuff which I picked up since then. Which actually today is the 1st of September 2019. Only what, 4 more months for the end of the year. So let me get through all this. I'm gonna knock it out. But all the spots that I went to, my parents' basement, Book Nook. Where else I went to? Infinite Realities Comics, Challengers Comics and Games, and Origin Story Comics. All the spots, all around Atlanta. Oh, and also the OG Oxford Comics in Atlanta, Georgia. So let me get through all this and try to make it as quick as possible. Okay. So let y'all hit. First, I'm gonna hit y'all with a throwback to the '90s. Those shiny covers. Remember those? This is Namor 37. Let's just go through them because there's a bunch of them. This was actually gonna be there'll be some movement with this one because of some of the characters gonna be in the new X-Men comics that's coming up next month. And this is number 1. Yep, Starjammers #1. All those 90s cover, little shiny foil comics covers. Starjammers #1. I don't know if all of Starjammers are going to be in the new X-Men or just some of them. And I think it's the one, which I think is appropriate, was going to be the one, I think the Marauders. I believe that's the one that some of the Starjammers will be in, which they're kind of like pirates in a way, space pirates. So that really makes sense. Here we go with Incredible Hulk 400. Look at that shine. Even in time with the sun coming down, make that look real good. Incredible Hulk 400. Bam. Another one. I thought this was, I now know the correct name, pronounced on the name. It's NinkaK. That's what I used to say. But it's NinkaK actually. #1 foil cover, Valiant. Because they have another one called, I think it's Ninja L or Ninjas or something like that. But it's a new story that involves the ninja organization or whoever they come from. So that's really dope. And then finally found me a Huddleston variant of House of X #3. Actually had 2 copies. I should have got them both, but I just got one. I'm not real good with the spec game because I would lose money because I'm being too nice. Except for that Once in Future, I got like 8 copies of that mug. You'll see that on eBay. I'll be reselling that one. But White Queen, there's the Black King back there in the background. #3, House of X, dope series, House of X and Powers of 10. And speaking of that, the A cover for House of X. So I have the A and the Huddleston variant, which I really only need 1, but we'll see. Continuing on with events that are going on in Marvel, Absolute Carnage #2, pretty dope cover. Really kind of wanted this other variant. I forgot the name, which one it was. Let me put a picture of it over here. But I want this other variant for this one. But this is a nice one. This looks like it's John Boy Myers, which I believe it is. No, it's not John Boy Myers. It looks like oh, this is Ron Kemp. Ron Kemp. They have a very similar style, John Boy Myers and Ron Kemp. So that's really dope. Only reason why I got this one, Action Comics 1014, is because the last page, it's not really a first appearance, but last page spoiler. And that character was on the last page. Made a lot of moves last year to this year, and really excited to see that one. Here's one which I have not gotten for a long time. I finally got it so I can finish reading the rest of the story. Immortal Hulk 21. I don't know why it's taking me so long to find. I think I was trying to find a variant of this, and maybe some incentives, shop incentive variants. After getting some other variants from some other comic stores, and I think that's what I was looking for. But this is a dope cover. It's Alex Ross. Come on, Alex Ross. And speaking of some new comics coming out, I did not get the connecting cover for this, but I did get this one, which is dope, which is Lentil's cover. Was it Lentil U? Lentil U? And that's Batman Superman #1. I read this. Oh goodness. Another last page, like, check out that. That really has put me on. I'm really interested in that. And this, everybody's talking about this one. Everybody has their thoughts on the Marvel Comics 1000. I got the Mr. Garcine's. I got this because mainly one is like a Virgin cover, but that's all the classic clips from classic comics. And Mr. Garcine is very good with doing collage. So really dope artist. And I really was looking for that Tedesco cover, and I saw it too. I should have got it when I first saw it. I should have got Mr. Garcine's and Tedesco with that She-Hulk, but that's all right. This is still a dope cover. And there's others available at some other LCSs. Keep on going. We have, especially with the Year of the Villain, the Terrifics, one of my favorite comics, my favorite readers. It's number 19, Bizarro. This is one of the most difficult comics to read. I know there are comics that have lots of wordage. Trying to read a whole comic, which is mostly in Bizarro speak, oh my goodness. One of the most difficult comics to read. You gotta have a special brain to read that. But let's go. But it is a dope comic. I am enjoying it, and it is in my pool, so that's why I have it. And finally found this one of a connecting cover, which I'm getting. I'm just missing one more. It's a 4-issue connecting cover, and that's Black Panther 167. I'm missing Black Panther 17, which is the first book in the connecting covers. This is the last book. That is really dope. Jenny Frison covers, connecting cover, really dope. This is a book which has gotten some controversy because of the name. But it's Maul #1 for Vault Comics. There's another comic called The Maul, and this is the one I was looking for. So I knew which one I was waiting for. But I guess there's some lawsuits about this, and you can check some other bloggers which talked about Maul and the Maul and the lawsuits. If you're wondering, like, expecting, like, if there's a movie to be made, which one would be made and what name would go on it. So it's not going on. But hey, I picked this up. I heard it was a dope book, but a book which is a dope book, staying with Vault Comics, Resonant #2. This is a really dope story, really interesting story. I saw somebody mention in one of their blogs about this, saying it's the first book that made them think in sound. And I kind of understand that, because really sound is what saves you. Then with these insects which help them to, and really still don't understand what's going on. Like there's a sound or something which makes you go crazy, and you have to like protect yourself from it. But it's very interesting. So Resonant #2, which I'm very interested to see what happens next after this, because some stuff is about to go down. And here, this is the next to last issue of Thanos #5. This has been a very interesting story, which is basically Thanos rearing up Gamora in the beginning. So this is like, and kind of her telling her story, and you find out who she's telling her story to at the very end, which is very interesting. Which I wonder how that's going to go with the stories in Marvel, going forward. This is the book which I talked about earlier that I got about 8 of. Once in Future, because I forgot I had it on my pull. So I had that on my pull, plus I got the others, first printing. Yeah. Another dope reader. Man, this is just, it's heating up. And Justice League #30. To me, this is like, this and the Terrifics are the epitome of classic, just comic booky type of comics. That's if you understand what I'm saying. But just lots of action, history, story. Especially there's more history in this than the Terrifics. But really, except the Terrifics did. There's a comic that's coming up on my lap right here that the Terrifics hit me up to, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. That started me getting that comic. But Justice League, very good. Starting to do more, and this is very good. Oh man, there's so much going on in that story. This is on my pull. I got to get the previous issue so I could get to this. Kind of how Immortal Hulk, I finally got 21 so I could read the rest. Same with this one. I have to get the other one so I could, but I caught up so I could see where it's going to go or what happened to get to this. And that is Black Panther #15. Really dope. I have like issues 1 through 3. So, oh, almost on my recording stop, but it didn't. Just gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep moving. Gotta get through this. Gotta get through this. But who's getting Black Panther? Is he still relevant to y'all? And speaking of blackness, Black Hammer number 13. Yep, which is the last issue of the first volume. I still gotta get the others in the middle, starting with number 4, which is what I think one of the rarest to get. I will get it. I will find it. Hopefully locally. The Black Hammer number 13. I was able to find that cover price, which is really dope. Still moving forward. I saw this comic, which is a independent comic from a company called, I think, 20th Media something. Let me look at it real quick. I want to give them a shout out. 20thplacemedia.com. And this is one of their, this is number 0 of this comic called Moses. I don't know if they had any other comics, but the cover just drew me. Really dope cover, you know, black heroine hero, or you know if it's a hero or villain just smashing through. Really dope cover. So let me check this out, see what it's about. So we're going to see that. The next 2 comics are comics of another African American female hero, which I finally saw these 2, so it's helping me to propel through the story to catch up. And that's Livewire number 3 and Livewire number 4. Really dope, really dope. So I need to get 5, 6, and 7. I think 5 through 8. Then I would have caught up with Livewire. These 2, like I said, anytime I see this one of these books and it's in pretty good condition, I'm gonna get it. PITT. PITT number 2. Saw this, good condition. This is like my 5th or 6th copy of PITT number 2. So love me some PITT. I can't wait. That Del Keown, you got to bring out bring him back in the comics, or do something with that in the animation or movie wise. I think it will really be dope. And this is another comic which has ended, but I want to go back and get some of the early issues because it reminds me of Spider-Man, early Spider-Man, and that's Sideways from the DC universe after the Metal events. This is number 7 for Sideways. So that's really dope. So able to find that. And let me get these out. I have number 1 of Sera and the Royal Stars, and I found number 2. So number 2, really dope. Look at the colors in it. That's dope. I don't know who the colorist is, but it's really dope. Sera and the Royal Stars. So I like the first issue. I want to see how the rest of that goes. And speaking of rest of issues, I finally found this. I've been looking for number 4 for Little Birds. Let me pick up this charging cord. Little Birds number 4. Finally found this one, and I can finally read this so I can get on from 5 to 8. So I think it ended at 8 or 5 to 6. I don't know if it ended at 6 or 8. But I'm able to find this chapter 4 for Little Birds. Really interesting story. Like I said, I'm gonna start up a new blog called Christ in Comics, which I talk about Christianity in comics. And it's gonna force me to buy some comics which I really would not buy, but deal with Christianity or deal with anything that deal with the church, and really talk about that from a biblical point of view, and talk about some of the problems of those stories as compared to what really happens in the scriptures and what Christians actually believe. So I think a lot of people who created comics came from backgrounds that were probably very strict or very stringent and were not full of grace. So because of that, they have a very hate-centered view of Christianity, and you can see that in a lot of the comics. The characters, the storylines, and I want to be able to talk about that. I'm going to try to get some dudes to connect with me and be able to talk about that in a kind of a round table format, or just maybe kind of like a video chat type of style. So let me know if you want to see that in the comments. But I'm definitely going to bring it out. And oh yeah, last one from this particular spot. Green Lantern 52, Sinestro as White Lantern. Come on, son, I had to get this joint because I've been loving this cover for a long time, but just never pulled the trigger to get it. I said, let me get this joint because it was less than cover price, and that joint is dope. And let me get you these. LCS, another LCS of mine moved. You have another spot which is actually smaller than the previous, but it's more intimate. I like the little smaller spot, but it's jam-packed with comics. Had a bunch of 50-cent joints, so that's why I got that. 11 comics, less than $7. Remember I told you about the comic that was influenced by the Terrifics? Here's a character, Tom Strong. This is and the Robots of Doom. This is number 6 of 6. I'm collecting not only the first volume, but I'm also these little side stories, little mini series. So this is, I need to get 3 more. I have 3 of this run. I need to get 3 more now to finish that little mini series run. This right here, I found these, which are beautiful covers by the oh man, Frank Quitely, one of my favorite artists. I love his style. Jupiter's Legacy. I have all of Jupiter's Legacy 2, and this is the one that kind of is the prequel to it all, and it's Jupiter's Circle. The first one, they had Jupiter's Circle and they had Jupiter's Circle 2. This is Jupiter's Circle. This is number 1, Frank Quitely, and number 2. Really dope. Number 1 and number 2 for Jupiter's Circle. Here we go. I just need 1 more to complete my Green Lantern Convergence cover stories. And this is Green Lantern Corps Convergence. This is number 1. I just need number 2 because they had like 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s of Green Lantern and also Green Lantern Corps. So I got all of Green Lantern, the 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s, and now I got this one. Now I'm missing the one which is like the fade, the color fade variant for Green Lantern Corps number 1. So I found this really dope. I was hoping that they had the other one, but they did not have the other one unless it was moved. This is another story. This is another book from well, that was DC, of course. This is Vertigo, which is a DC property, and I read number 1, which was very interesting, and I saw there's more. This was number 2 of Hinterkind. They had that, so I'm gonna continue with the story, see how that goes, and see if I want to get the entire run. Which I think at the shop where I got that, I could get probably the entire run for less than $10. I think they had probably about 20 issues, I think, around that. Another Valiant. Valiant is a really dope, as you saw, I've had Livewire, which was by Valiant. Another Valiant property, Exo Manowar. I had for a long time missed a lot of Exo Manowar because I had the first few issues, I think the first 3 or 4. Then I just there's so many comics to get. I just, it was like one of the ones that I couldn't get. But this spot had a bunch. Man, 50 cents each. I think you charged me 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents. Only you charged me a quarter. I think you charged me 50 cents. Let's just go through all this Exo Manowar and we'll be done. Exo Manowar number 14. 16. I like this illustrator's style. I got like 3 of his. 17. I think it's A Food. A Food. This is 18. That's one 17. This is 18. Those 3 of his covers. And this is 20. Yes, Rockefeller covers. There's a lot of sun because the sun is going down. The last one I found, 21. 2021, and I have 22. So that is dope. That was like 6 Manowar covers. 6 Manowars? Yes. Woo! That's like $3 for 6 Manowars. That was my run. Really dope. Love comics. Come on, comic collectors unite. Oh man. So what have you been getting? What have been interesting you? What have you been copying? What have you been collecting? What have you been speculating on? I've been getting to some of those things too. This side, the minivan, the swagger wagon. With the comic, I haven't done a video in here in a while, but I decided I'll do it before I get in, and because I'm gonna be DJing tomorrow at my church for Labor Day. So hey, maybe I'll throw this up tonight. If I throw this up tonight, if you get this on September 1st, come out September 2nd to Berean Bible Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. You'll see me on the Wheels of Steel. I may have a comic tee on. You never know, all right? Or something comic or anime or manga related. You never know. But this is Joseph 3 Banks, aka J3B, for Run the Comics. I hope you've been running those comics. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit the bell for notifications of any upcoming videos. And hey, I'm out of here. Grace and peace.